to my channel. My name is Victoria and I run DanceDrive here on YouTube. Click subscribe and also the bell so you get notifications through, and then try and join me on one of the social media channels as well, just for more updates really on everything that's going on with DanceDrive. So today I thought I would take you right back to sort of my dancing as a child, right the way up to when I got into a professional dance college, and then in another video I will also go through my career and give you a little bit of insight to that as well. I decided to go dancing when I think I was 6. And one of my friends, my very good friends at the time, was in the playground dancing with all her friends, and they had all these routines and they all knew the same thing. And I was like, what's this? And she was like, oh, this is what we do at dancing. I'll teach you a little bit. And I loved it. So there I go. I went along to a local dance school and kind of joined in from there. And basically it was a ballroom Latin and disco freestyle school. And what I started with to start off with was very, very basic grades in disco freestyle, doing my medals, and of course basic grades in ballroom Latin as well. From there, obviously I got very, very keen, very into it, and wanted to start competing. So I became part of a competition team which was called Jazz Cats at the time. Have some amazing memories of those years of dancing with those girls. That really was a fantastic time, I guess, as a hobby, dancing really, and that's where my love of it all came from. And I went along and kind of had to do a little audition. And again, it's the same friend from dance school, and she was in this team. I think I actually went along with her on the day and kind of had to, you know, just stand it a little bit and do a bit of a trial. And at the end of the day, Vera was the name of the teacher at the time. And hi Vera, if you end up watching this at all. The day with all the girls, well, it was an hour, not really a day. And at the end of the class, she gave me this huge trophy, nothing like I'd ever seen before anyway. And she said, you can take that home with you and bring it back next week when you come. And I was like, does that mean I have a place? Did I get it? And she was like, yes, you have a place on the team if you would like it. And we kind of went from there really. We did our first competition as a team, and my mum and dad said basically after they'd bought me a little costume, they didn't see me for the rest of the day. I literally just, you know, was around with the other girls, sort of fitting in, pretending I was doing judging, getting my little notebooks out, and basically that's how that kind of went on with the disco freestyle things. I got a partner. Competed for years and years. I was a championship dancer by the age of 12, I think. And I did my disco freestyle right the way up to when I was about to go away to dance college at 18. So that was a massive part of my life from 6 to 18. Another thing that I've done and still continue to do, and it's very strange how it's cropped up within my career really. I thought I'd left it behind a long time ago, and actually it's followed me around ever since. The school I went to had a very, very top, and at the time they were obviously a juvenile couple, and now their careers are like skyrocketed on Strictly Come Dancing and beyond. But they were a young brother and sister, ballroom Latin couple, and I just loved watching them so much. And I said to my mum, that's really what I want to do. I want to get a boy partner, and that's the style of dance, you know, I really like. I didn't get a boy partner to compete until I was about 12, 13. I started competing on the open Latin American circuit and absolutely loved it. But it got to the point where I guess I saw dancing more than just a hobby, and so then there was a bit of a clash there with me and my partner. I was so intense, wanted to, you know, practice and have lessons all the time, and you know, he really had other things, like, you know, he also did disco freestyle, and that for him was coming up quite a bit more, and I think was a bit more important to him than the ballroom and Latin side. So that was a bit of a clash, so we parted ways. I did try and look for another boy partner, but again, as I've already said, and as I'm sure all of you know, that finding a good male dancer is hard to come by. Ironic now as my fiance is a male dancer, so that kind of did work out later in life, but anyway, that's as we go on along the story. And then I decided, well, actually I'm nearing the age really of leaving school, and I've wanted to dance professionally all my life. I'd already been looking into the dance colleges and everything, and again, probably in another video I'll get onto, but I'd done my research of what the auditions entailed, and every single audition said at the beginning, you will do a ballet class. Now, for someone like me, I do disco freestyle and ballroom Latin at the time. That was it. Also at the audition, they were saying, you know, you'll do a singing, either workshop or you'll sing a solo. And these were two things that I was like, my goodness, if I really want to go for this, I'm going to have to start upping my game and take classes else, you know, add classes on. So the Latin dancing had to stop, unfortunately, which was sad. It was like a real ambition of mine and a real love, but I had to stop because one, I didn't have a boy partner to compete with anymore, and two, if I wanted to add the ballet and the singing, I'm sure, you know, mums and dads, if you're watching this, the cost of dancing and performing arts, although it's worth it, you know, it really does start to add up, especially if you're wanting to do more and more styles and everything. So I stopped the Latin and ended up going to a local ballet school, and also started taking singing lessons locally as well. So I replaced the Latin, unfortunately, for those two. And I also, at the time, 16 is the age we're up to in the story now, I went to a BTEC local dance college first before going away to a professional dance college, and I think that was the right move for me, because at 16, again, like I've said, all the auditions wanted a ballet audition first and singing, because I wanted to go, you know, and do the whole musical theatre thing, and I just thought, gosh, I'm going to have no chance. So that's what I ended up doing from then. So I'd had behind me, before I even went to auditions, I had my disco freestyle, my ballroom and Latin, and then I had ballet. I did tap and modern classes as well at that school because it was more theatre orientated, and I had my singing. So that when I'd turned 17, I was ready to start auditioning, and that's how much, you know, intensity dance training wise I'd done before I went out and started auditioning. Obviously the thought process of auditioning came, you know, with my inspiration of seeing Fame the Musical, the show, when I was about 13. Obviously I didn't start auditioning until 17 to go away at 18, and I did have quite a lot of legwork I personally felt to do before I auditioned. Could I have auditioned at 16? Probably yes. Would I have gotten to as many places and had as much choice? Probably not, in my opinion. And the thing for me with learning ballet wasn't so much, you know, learning it per se, it was learning the language, because when you go into an audition, most do, but generally not as a ballet mistress. They don't demonstrate everything. You know, they'll just be saying the exercises at the bar and expect you to follow and go, because of course if you do ballet class all your life, you can do that. Like, that is expected and very, very normal growing up in the ballet world. Even just at a local dance school, if you go down the road and, you know, the ballet mistress is saying, you know, we're going to do the tendu exercise, let's go, you know, all the students already know what a tendu is and what the exercise they're going to be doing. And that for me was quite frightening, to think that I was going to have to go into a realm like that and not know what they're talking about. As soon as you know what they're talking about, you're like, oh yeah, tendu, you know, we're just pointing our feet, simple exercise. But, you know, if you don't know what that is, I felt that was something for me that confidence-wise I really needed to learn. And again, ballet's so alien to me compared to the Latin and the disco freestyle. Disco freestyle is, you know, sort of crazy, kicking your legs, spinning as fast as you can, jumps, you know, lavish costumes, makeup, hair. Ballet is a lot stricter than that. And it's something I really, really had to learn and get used to if I wanted to go to any of these training establishments, as they're doing it every morning. Yeah, and that's now taken me all the way up to kind of auditioning and getting into dance college, which will be another video. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was my journey sort of in brief. If you guys like this video and want more details on things like that, of course I can make another video. But yeah, thank you. That will be all for this video. Again, subscribe, click the bell so you get the notifications, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is DanceDrive UK, and Facebook, which is DanceDrive Contact. Thank you guys. See you later.